Sierra, Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield.
Hello guys, welcome to the AJ and Gus podcast show. I'm AJ.
And I'm Gus.
Let's talk about wrestling.
Let's.
So, just last night we had Raw.
Yes.
So we are going to review what we thought about it, what we thought was good, what we thought was bad. So let's start. It started out with Kurt Angle opening the show in his own hometown of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
He came out to a very warm reception.
By warm, the whole arena was, chanting "You suck." Then yeah, it was the most heartwarming welcome back chant ever in WWE.
Oh yeah, it almost beat at the Hall of Fame ceremony.
Oh yeah, I shed a tear because I was laughing so hard when they were saying "You suck."
Well, I mean, it's his thing.
I mean,
It's like the John Cena, John Cena sucks. It's like that now.
Yeah, you're right, but still, it's like he's a hometown hero, and he's like, "You suck, you suck." It's like, damn.
But then, unexpectedly, I did not expect Brock Lesnar's music to hit and him to walk out. I was not expecting him to show up.
No, me either. I always assumed that Paul Heyman would just say his piece and leave, but Brock just showed up to
the
give the show a
surprise,
little more, more intensity.
to the surprise of everybody, including Kurt Angle.
Oh yeah, he was shocked, to say the least.
But then Paul Heyman says that if Brock Lesnar loses his match at SummerSlam, he's leaving WWE.
I mean, if for someone in his power and his place, I would agree with that, because Brock Lesnar is shouted out the most dominant superstar and a dominant champion. But now
he's there.
Yeah. But I feel like they're putting him against Army in Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, and Braun Strowman. And it feels like they're just trying to get rid of him so quickly.
Well, I mean, he did get called out by John Jones, so...
Yeah. Which I have no doubt, if Brock Lesnar loses, and I'm saying if he loses, I know for a fact he will want to return to the UFC to compete again, either with John Jones or maybe for the title, for the UFC World Heavyweight title.
The real question is, if he were to fight John Jones, who would have to make the weight? Would Brock have to lose the weight, or would Jones have to gain the weight?
I think Brock would never try to lose the weight, because that weight makes him so dominant. So for WWE purpose, so I would say that probably John Jones will have to make 40 pounds.
I think he said it was 40 pounds less.
Yeah, so I think he needs to probably get the weight up. I feel like Brock will force him to do it.
Yeah, I feel like WWE is just trying to, because they know Lesnar wants to go back to the UFC. I mean, John Jones called him out in his last fight at UFC 214.
Yes.
And WWE, Raw needs a champion who's always there.
Yeah, that you can see every Monday Night Raw.
Exactly, whether it be Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman. I don't care who it is right now, as long as they get the belt off of Lesnar and onto a full-time superstar.
Yes. I agree. I think for Raw's sake, because how their ratings always drop down compared to SmackDown, I think they kind of need a champion, a full-time champion, to be there to represent the Raw brand.
Exactly.
Because the only person who represents like the single division for championship-wise is The Miz. And Miz hasn't been, the poster boy of WWE ever since, WrestleMania, like 3 years ago.
Yeah, which he keeps saying about how he won the WrestleMania main event with the help of The Rock.
The Rock, yeah. But he was getting John Cena, and that's something you can't take away from him. Even though he lost to John Cena last WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still it's something to brag about to a certain point, but not every time.
Speaking of the Miz, let's talk about the Miz TV segment with Jason Jordan, because we've been hearing the rumors about the whole Jason Jordan get a push for the Intercontinental title, and this is the seed planting for that feud and for that match.
Oh, by far it was the best Miz TV show ever. It was the best. It's rare to find a host getting belly to belly and landing on his two friends perfectly.
That was awesome. That was amazing.
That was phenomenal. Yeah, I feel I've been hearing that too about that major push for him to win that title and to keep it on for a little while. I think he'd be a great Intercontinental Championship. He has that ring ability, and he also has that like Mike. He has a great promo he could do.
Yeah.
I think he's all around a future World Heavyweight Championship. He's gonna do big. He's really gonna do some good things.
Yeah, they also changed his theme song finally.
Yes, and put a American flag and then Jason Jordan. Whereas I thought they were about to put Jason Jordan Angle, because I saw a picture of him signing an autograph of him, and it said Jason Jordan, and then like in cursive, and then in pure print it was like Angle. I was like, oh, that would have been really cool if they used that.
Wow, I didn't see that picture.
Yeah, it's somewhere there. Jason Jordan is trying to keep the Angle real to people, so that's why he's doing that.
Yeah, that's true. Trying to keep kayfabe alive, as dead as it is already.
Yeah, it's dead, but just don't tell Jason Jordan that.
Don't tell Vince McMahon that.
Oh, I think he made it that way to begin with.
Hardy Boys versus the Club. That was an interesting match. That was a fun match.
Yes, fun. That's the word I would use. It was very fun seeing these two legend tag teams who made their names known when they left, who they competed in like New Japan Wrestling, TNN, now is Global Force Wrestling, and came back and they're performing better than ever, and they haven't missed a beat, either of the teams.
No, they haven't missed a single beat. And then they have the Revival on commentary too, which was interesting.
Yes. It reminded me of Hulk Hogan and The Rock, the WrestleMania match. Seeing the new Lion taking on the old Lion. It kind of made that feel like, like these two tag teams, the Club and the Hardys, are the old, Lions. And the Revival, they're the new Lions, and they want to take the position as the old Lions had to be the top tag team. So I see it as that kind of angle. They're trying to move the Rival into that top tag team spot, but they need to get rid of the Club and the Hardys to get it.
Yeah. Also, I know that we're not ever going to see the Broken Hardy gimmick in WWE because Ed Norholm, the owner of Anthem Wrestling, said he is no longer negotiating for the Broken gimmick.
I'm pretty sure that made Vincent McMahon very unhappy to hear.
Well, as far as I know, the WWE wasn't really actually helping the Hardys with. I may be wrong on this, but I don't think they were actually giving them any legal help. It was mostly just the Hardys against Anthem and GFW.
Which I think WWE made a huge mistake. If they would have helped Matt and Jeff get the Broken gimmick, it would have boosted WWE's financial purposes, like the profit, through the roof. But it just
popularity would have went straight up.
Yeah, and the merchandise would go up. Like everybody wanted to see, the Broken Universe. They want to see Jeff and Matt carry themselves how they did in Impact.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Then the backstage segment between Seth Rollins and Sheamus and Cesaro.
That was bad. That was badass. Like, do you see that part?
I did.
It was fucking badass. And like most heels in WWE are usually the most like cowards, and they sneak away when they get like picked on by face. But not Sheamus and Cesaro. They looked at Seth, looked at each other, and then Sheamus, who did the most badass thing I ever seen a heel done in many years, stepped behind Cesaro to Seth's face and said, "I'll take you on the match," and then walked away.
And this is setting up the rumored feud for the Raw Tag Team Championships too, between Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and Sheamus and Cesaro.
Do you think they're gonna win the titles?
I think so. I think Sheamus and Cesaro have held them long enough for it to actually further change them.
Yeah, I agree. Do you think that it will be like the return of the Shield, or would it be more like we won, but I still don't trust you kind of angle?
I think it might be the we won, but I still don't trust you. Or maybe that'll be when when Seth finally earns back Dean's trust.
Yeah, for me, if it looks like it reminds me of The Rock and Mick Foley when they joined as a tag
the Rock
team.
and Sock connection.
Yeah, like remember at the beginning, The Rock didn't want to, and he didn't like Mick Foley at all. But yet, at a certain point, he realized that he had to work with him, and he became friends with him.
Yeah.
And I think that they're trying to use that with Dean and Seth, with the whole Seth stabbed him in the back, and now Seth is trying to make up from past sins.
Yeah.
Because he made peace with Roman. It's now is Dean's, and Dean is a lot hard because he was the one that Roman got the worst of it because he got hit in the back, right in the back. But it was the look of Dean Ambrose that made him more like hurtful. Like it hurt Roman to get hit, but to see his brothers stabbed them in the back.
But at the same time, after Seth hit Dean in the stomach and Dean hit the mat, he wailed on Dean Ambrose until the chair top was like bent.
Yeah. So it's still fresh in his mind. After like 2 years, 3 years, it's still fresh in his mind. So it's going to take a lot. Maybe a new title around his waist might change his mind,
Hopefully.
but he's never going to forget what he did.
But, Triple H almost thought they ruined the angle last week on Raw when they hugged each other after they won.
Well, Triple H hasn't really been a most likable guy in the backstage. He's almost like a Vince McMahon, just a lot of anger and a lot more muscles.
A lot more muscles.
Yeah, he see things how he see it wrong. But if the fans are cheering for that, and when they hugged, the whole arena exploded.
It really did.
So maybe they kind of messed up on that, but it made people want to watch that. And even after that, Dean was amazing yesterday when he said, we're a good team and all that, but I still don't trust you. He sold that perfectly. He said like, we won, it was great, but I still don't trust you, and that kind of fixed the heat. And I don't think they kind of needed the heat because they were pretty damn good. And I feel like the heat turned into what happened after the match against Seth and Sheamus, with Sheamus and Cesaro just beating them up one, and then Dean came in to help him, and he got his ass whooped. So maybe that's what's the punishment.
Maybe.
Get backstage heat.
Well, I don't know. I mean, backstage punishment has been harsher. I mean, if you look at the way back in the day, the curtain call, Triple H was jobbing out for like a whole year.
Yeah. Lost his king.
Because Scott Hall, Kevin Nash were on the way out. Triple H was the only one left because Shawn Michaels was champion.
Yeah.
Triple H was the one getting punished for like a year.
But then again, it was also a blessing in disguise because he was rooting to win the King of the Ring that year, but then Stone Cold won it, and then that shifted the Attitude Era.
Yeah, because without that, the whole 316 promo might never have happened.
Exactly.
And then there was the Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor.
Which I think that's going to be one hell of a match because it's more of a mind game than
Oh, yeah.
actually wrestling.
Not gonna lie, when Bray Wyatt was in the ring, and you heard the heartbeats, the bump, 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 bump,
Yes.
and you saw the red lights, I thought the Demon King was about to come down the stage. I really did.
I honestly wanted that to happen. Like, every part of me wanted that to happen.
I was like kind of upset when it didn't, to be honest with you. But I liked how Seth Rollins, Finn Balor showed up in the ring out of nowhere.
Yeah, and just legit turn his back against Bray Wyatt. Waited for him to attack him just to kick him in his face.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, it makes sense because these two guys are twisted and out there. You know, just the difference thing is Bray has always been hatred of the WWE fans. Finn is a babyface. He's a huge babyface. But he knows he needs to, you know, when things get really bad, he needs to dig deep and find that demon that helps him.
Yeah, he almost never breaks out the Demon gimmick anymore. I mean, if you look at Extreme Rules, he didn't even use it.
No. I mean, I think the Demon King is like, I feel like they're going to use him in the major pay-per-views, like SummerSlam, WrestleMania.
The Big Four.
Yeah, the Big Four. Exactly, the Big Four. I don't think it's going to be every pay-per-view, because then you won't get the same pop as the fans get it.
Yeah, true.
And and even on Raw, I don't think they're going to use it that yet, because if you say he brings it out like a couple weeks on Raw, and he stops doing it, people are going to ask for the Demon King more and more, and that's going to kill Finn, because Finn is a phenomenal athlete when he's not the Demon King as well as when he is.
If anything, they probably break it out at the Go Home show right before SummerSlam.
Yeah, like they did last year with Seth Rollins and Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Or to some extent for that.
The triple threat match between Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman, and Roman Reigns. I was surprised that wasn't the main event.
Yeah, it was a mid card match.
It was at like the 10 o'clock point of the show.
Yeah, that was it's rare, but I think they did it to to tell people like, wow, that happened like even like halfway through the show. What's gonna happen at the end of the show? And then we found out that we're gonna get treated to a huge main event, but I'll talk about that later on.
Yeah, that'll come later.
Yeah, so huge, like bigger than any WrestleMania main event ever. But later on that. But yeah, the triple threat match, it was huge. It had a lot of good spots that I know they worked it out, like weeks before they even heard about the triple threat match, because I think that was a perfect performance from all three, especially Roman. Roman did his thing and he came out as the victor.
He came out as the big dog. It runs his yard.
Yeah, but then you saw at the end, Braun Strowman got back up.
He stood up, yeah.
After Samoa Joe is laid out, he stood up, looking at Roman like, you might pin him, but you haven't took me down.
Freak of nature.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, he's gonna be like, give him a couple more years, or maybe SummerSlam, who knows? But he's gonna win the Universal title.
Oh yeah. Paul Heyman even said it at the opening. He said, any other time, any other month, any other year, a for sure Universal Champion with Braun Strowman.
Yeah. Hell, I could see him even win the tag team titles by himself.
Yeah, right. Him just completely dismantling Sheamus and Cesaro and having both belts.
Shoot, man.
And now it's time to talk about the cruiserweights.
Yes, the cruiserweights. I have nothing against the cruiserweights. I don't. It just they need their own show. They need their own show, and they have their own show. So keep it there.
But I don't think they should have the 205 Live at the same timeline or on the if they got it on like a Wednesday.
Yeah, I was going to say like
on TV on USA.
Mm-hmm.
And
give them like 2 hours. Give them like 2 hours.
After SmackDown, because after SmackDown, everyone just wants to go to bed. Everyone wants to go to sleep.
Yeah, everyone wants to leave. They just want to leave. Like, oh my God, the action is over. Now let's leave before the cruiserweights.
Or let's
the
leave
cruiserweights
before traffic, because everyone wants to leave before the cruiserweights, and everyone wants to get out of the arena before traffic gets really bad.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, the cruiserweights, the wrestlers, phenomenal,
Oh yeah.
great wrestlers. They know how to do everything in the ring, but they need to have their own show that doesn't involve with SmackDown or Raw. Make it his own thing, because now a lot of people know that the Mae Young Classic is the own thing, and that's why the cruiserweights when they made their own like thing on the
The
WWE
Cruiserweight
net.
Classic was viewed phenomenally on the WWE Network.
And you know why? Because it only had the cruiserweights for like 2 hours, just them wrestling.
And
Now
205
you
Live
have
is that, but there's not enough attention to
time.
it.
Yeah, it's not a lot of time. It doesn't. It barely has any TV time.
There's
The
no
only time
TV
you
time. It's
see
all
it,
WWE Network.
yeah, exactly. But the only time you're gonna see is either on YouTube, because WWE will post it, or the WWE net. But even that it doesn't bring audience. No, they need their own like Wednesday or Thursday, like you said, to have them their own match, 2 hours, get their own angles and all like storylines, and let them do their own thing.
Because NXT, even if it were to stay in the WWE Network, give it its own day. Don't put it right after SmackDown Live. Give it its own day on the network. Because NXT does well.
Yeah,
on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. on the WWE Network, it does phenomenal numbers.
And the great thing that NXT does, they do the takeovers a day, the same day, like the same place, a day before the real preview.
Like right before the day before SummerSlam, the Saturday before is going to be Takeover Brooklyn 3.
Yes, and you know why they do that? Because everybody's going to want to go see the pay per view, the main one, but they're there, so like, hey, let's watch this one, and they're excited, they get pumped. So when the next day happens, they go see the main one, like, oh my god, the other pay per view that I saw NXT was great. I'm hoping WWE could one up it, and sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but they still have that option to like, oh my god, we could entertain these people because they saw NXT take over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then
So after the triple threat match, everything kind of went down. If you know what I mean.
Because then after that triple threat match, we had Elias Sampson and then Kalisto.
Which I was so happy that they brought back Kalisto for like 2 minutes, and then he got just. Well, a lot of WWE superstars work more on the live events than the show. Like Goldust and them, they're doing live events and all that. But I like her. I love Kalisto. Before we started the podcast, I told you, Kalisto is a champion waiting to happen, and I was so excited that they brought him out. And then like 2 minutes went by, and I knew for the fact
Samson
that
hits the drifter and it's over.
Yeah, which it looks just like a superstar's move before he left WWE. I'm not saying who name, but you know what I'm talking about,
right? You can say his name. He doesn't use his own name in the Indies anymore.
Are you sure?
He can't use Cody Rhodes out there. He doesn't use Cody Rhodes.
See, man.
It's a WWE. WWE owns the name.
Just watch. WWE comes up.
He says Cody. That's what he calls himself. He calls himself Cody. He doesn't call himself Cody Rhodes.
I swear, if WWE comes in and fucking block the fucking podcast, I know who to blame it to.
Yeah.
Fucking AJ saying his name, his full name, his address and whatnot. Damn.
Should I throw his email in too?
Shoot, you know his email?
No, I wish.
But yeah,
it does look like the what was
Crossroads.
Crossroads, yeah, that was it. This is like the Crossroads. It looks exactly like it. So the first time I saw it, I said, I hope Cody doesn't ever come back.
No, I mean, I wanted like just his entrance to kick in, and just him beating the shit out of him, saying why
my move.
Yeah, like straight up.
But then after the Kalisto match, we had the Bayley versus Nia Jax.
Which it reminded me of like Nia Jax reminds me a lot about Braun. It's just she's a female version of Braun.
She reminds you of Braun Strowman?
Yeah, like just a female version of Braun. You know what I'm saying? Like she's big, she's mean. She barely like lose like on a pinfall. Usually it's like a count out or something.
Yeah, that's like the only way she can ever lose is by count out or disqualification.
Yeah, because she barely like loses it against a pinfall. So that kind of reminds me of Braun. Like she's like the women's division's version of Braun Strowman.
Yeah, she's like what does Corey Graves say? A wrecking ball with $1 million smile.
Yeah, which I don't think is $1 million. I think it's like $2.
You're gonna degrade Nia Jax's smile, really?
Did you see that smile? That's like she was way too happy. Like she's a heel. Do a mean face.
She's
or
happy.
something.
She's happy. She's beating the crap out of people.
But you can't be that happy.
Oh.
She looked like she just finished watching like one of the best like romantic sitcom like show ever, the finale, and just smiled like, no, you're mean.
She likes beating people up. Leave her alone.
You don't see Braun smiling. If you ever saw Braun smiling, you would know something's wrong.
If I saw Braun smile, I'd be scared for whoever he's fighting. We have the huge, the giant, the WrestleMania worthy main event, Big Show versus Big Cass.
Yes. Oh my God, I was so happy that this ended so quickly. Like that was the best part of the match.
You expect Samoa Joe, Strowman, and Reigns to be the main event, but then they give us Big Cass and the Big Show.
Which
nothing against it. I like the angle, but it's not as big as the triple threat match was.
I can see Vince is looking like, we need a major main event. Who we got? Well, we got this dude named Big Show, you know. All right. And then who else? We got another dude named Big Cass. All right. And we got Enzo Amore. It's like, put him in the ringside. Okay. And would this do anything for the Raw ratings? Absolutely not. I just want two guys that had big in it fight. Okay, Vince.
You just completely disrespected Vince McMahon. I hope you're happy with yourself.
Oh yeah, trust me. I'll sleep perfectly tomorrow and tonight. Don't worry, I'll be fine.
But I mean, the match wasn't very long, and
no,
I'm pretty sure I heard Big Show drop an F-bomb, because when he's hitting Cass in the corner, I think Big Show slipped it. I think he went, "Did you hear the fucking bell ring?" I think he slipped an F-bomb in there.
You know why? Because Cass is he's kind of young still, but like he should know when to fight.
I feel bad for Cass's chest.
I feel bad for Cass in general.
Those slaps are like, man.
I feel bad for Cass's head because when Big Show, like, Big Show is doing something really good if he puts all his weight in one punch and connects and falls the same time as his opponent does. You know he did something right with that punch. Yeah,
and I was looking at the slow motion replay. It looked a little stiff, the punch. He didn't really open his hand as much as he normally does. It was a little, it wasn't as tight, but it was a closed punch right to the side of the head.
And Cass felt every,
he hit the
amount of that fucking pressure in his face. Because you saw him when he went down, he legit knocked out, tucked his chin down, and just legit fall like he was a fucking tree. And then he did not get up. No, he was laying there
He was there. He just laid there.
Lay there, and when the commercials, I'm pretty sure when the commercials came back, I'm pretty sure he was still in the ring.
That was the end of the show, but
exactly. I'm pretty sure if WWE had WWE after cameras rolling, and you probably would see Big Cass still laying in that mat for another hour.
But that was the 31st July edition of Raw. And now we got 3 weeks to SummerSlam.
Yes, SummerSlam.
Speaking of SummerSlam, we have a couple matches that are confirmed for the card and a couple rumors going around.
Yes.
The biggest confirmed match is the Fatal 4-Way between Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, and Samoa Joe. Who do you think is going to win?
Well, I thought, you know me, I love Braun. But after seeing this match, I'm pretty sure Roman is going to win it.
Think so?
I have to believe that because you don't hype Roman up during a match just to make him lose. It's poor writing if they do that. Like, oh yeah, he took on legit 2 out of the 3 people he's gonna face at SummerSlam, and then he loses.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, makes sense. In a logic standpoint, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I think Roman's gonna win, but I really want to see Strowman walk away with the belt.
Yeah. I mean, either way, we're gonna be happy because Brock Lesnar won't be winning the title. He's gonna leave.
That's the rumor mill. Is that around the rumor mills? Brock's leaving, and he's gonna drop the title in 3 weeks.
Which, like, honestly, how many title defense this dude had?
He had
in his whole.
Great Balls of Fire. I think that was it.
Yeah, had 1 title defense against Samoa Joe, and that lasted like what, 7 minutes?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Goldberg on his 2nd title defense, even though he lost, he probably performed more shit in like 2 minutes than Brock did in 7.
Brock's got 2 moves: a suplex and an F5.
Yeah. And honestly, the way he does the German suplex is gonna hurt someone one of these days, and they're gonna ban his version of the suplex. And then it's gonna be F5.
Yeah, just F5, 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 F5.
And maybe a clothesline and an elbow.
Yeah, maybe a couple knees, maybe.
Yeah. If WWE pays him like good enough, he'll throw like a couple of hits there.
But besides the Fatal 4-Way match, another one we have confirmed is the SmackDown Women's Championship match between Natalya and Naomi.
Yes. Wow. Well, I told you that I feel like Natalya's gonna win it, but I think that Carmella's gonna cash it in and beat Natalya to win the title.
That could be That could be a thing that happens. That really could.
And then it could be like a triple threat in the next pay-per-view, because
that is possible.
Naomi lost it. Now she want a rematch. Well, Natalya lost it too. She wants her rematch. So it could make a triple threat. Either the SmackDown after SummerSlam or the next pay-per-view. Is gonna have a triple threat for the title.
And then there was the Raw Women's Championship match we know about between Bayley and Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, I feel like, honestly, Raw shouldn't give the title to Bayley. Because I think Alexa Bliss is doing so well, like, during her run as the Women's Championship. I don't think they're gonna make her lose it.
Alexa Bliss is doing way too good to drop the belt.
Yeah, not right now, no. Because the fans are loving every time she's on TV or doing something in the back with any interview.
Yeah. And now to the rumor mill.
Yes.
There's the Jason Jordan versus Miz Intercontinental Championship match, which we saw the seeds planted for on Raw last night with the Miz TV.
Yeah. Which I think Miz is a fucking mind reader. Like, he predicts the future. You know what I'm saying? Because he said, like, oh, now you're Kurt Angle's dad. Now you're going to get opportunities like you would have done if you weren't his father. And I was like, he's right, though.
Yeah. It's like,
if this happens, then yeah, it confirmed that, yeah, daddy gave him a fucking shot.
Or next week on Raw, it could be if Jason Jordan can get through one of the Miz Taraj members, or both of them in 2 weeks, he'll get Miz at SummerSlam.
Yeah. Yeah, but no matter what he does, Miz is always going to throw that in his face. He's like, oh, now your dad is GM. He's going to screw me.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that will build a nice rivalry for Miz if he loses the belt or he even wins it. I think they're going to be a nice rivalry.
Another rumored match we saw seeds planted for was the Shield 2.0, or 2/3 of the Shield. Seth and Dean versus Sheamus and Cesaro for the Raw Tag Titles.
I hope this happens. I hope.
I hope it happens, and I hope they win the Shield.
Yeah, I hope they win. And honestly, you know how you remember like DX, how like Shawn Michaels and Triple H like every week they do something funny or something. I don't want that to happen, but I want the same like kind of atmosphere, like having them as champions. Them being around each other a lot more. It doesn't have to be like so funny like DX, but it could be something like that.
It could be somewhat. And then there's the Bray versus Finn, which is all but it's confirmed, but it hasn't been officially said to be confirmed yet.
Oh yeah, I mean basically every rumor that we hear is pretty much confirmed because we saw it yesterday.
Yeah.
They plan to cease for all of the matches.
But the question is, there hasn't been word of Bray or Finn mentioning the Demon King yet, as of right now.
I feel like they will. I feel like, we got 3 weeks, right? I feel like the last Raw, the go home show, I feel like they're gonna bring the Demon King, and at SummerSlam is gonna be Bray Wyatt versus not Finn Balor, the regular one with all the abs. It's gonna be Finn Balor with the Demon King persona.
And then finally we've got Jinder Mahal versus John Cena or Shinsuke Nakamura. Whoever wins SmackDown tonight.
I'm telling, it's gonna be Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm sorry I butchered his name. It's just he's so popular. I just can't pronounce his name right sometimes. But yeah, I feel like
Nakamura.
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna win. He's gonna win the match. He's gonna go to SummerSlam. He's probably gonna win it, and then lose it against Baron Corbin. And he's gonna set up a feud for that title.
That could happen. That's actually very possible.
Yeah. And then who knows? Maybe John Cena will get in the mix, win the title, and then drop it a week later against someone else.
Just to break the Ric Flair's record.
Yep, because he's always been. WWE always wants someone to break that record.
Oh yeah.
And John Cena is the closest one. Him and Randy are the closest ones to beat it. And WWE likes John Cena.
Randy's
more.
what, 13 time?
Yeah, he's a 13-time
Triple
world.
H is a 14.
Yeah, but Triple H kind of don't want.
He's not a full-time performer anymore, really.
He barely performs.
Last time he wrestled was what, WrestleMania?
WrestleMania? Yeah, I mean like on TV. Before, like after that, he did some live events, and then he stopped. Which I don't like. I don't like the fact that your boss could also whoop your ass in the ring.
But your boss is also a 14-time WWE champion who's for sure Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah. And the fact that he doesn't like skip any fucking training day. Like I've heard that he wakes up, he drops his kids off, he goes to the meetings, all that, and then at night he goes home and work out for like 3 hours straight.
Triple H is honestly in better shape now than he's ever been when he was wrestling.
Oh yeah, you know why? Because he has the freedom to to do it constantly. When you're on the road, it's very hard to do it in one gym for one night, and then go on the road for another day, and the plane rides and the traffic. It kills a superstar.
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't have any time to do anything. So you saw like Monday Night Raw, you saw Big Show doing push-ups. I guarantee
that's about as all they get.
Yeah, I guarantee if you walk like into the backstage of WWE, like before they're like doing that, they're just doing like push-ups or like burpees. And I think Ryback, when he was still in WWE, he talked about how he used to do push-ups and burpees and jump rope before his matches, just to get ready. So yeah, of course he's gonna meet him, and Tyson Kidd are by far the best shape of the lions because they have that freedom to work out while like constantly on the road.
Yeah, that is the truth. Well, that's going to about do it for this edition of the AJ and Gus podcast show. I want to thank Gus for joining me on this.
No problem.
And just you guys wait, because after SummerSlam, we will be doing a review of SummerSlam as well in 3 weeks' time.
Yes. And my Snapchat and AJ's Snapchat will be
in the description.
So if you want to talk about what we should talk about next, whatever, do not hesitate to contact me and him. We won't bite. I won't bite. AJ, he's a biter.
Okay.
He's a biter. All right, guys. So if you guys like this a lot, please leave a like, watch it, and tomorrow we will do the top 10 wrestlers in the current roster who deserve and who will be a future World Heavyweight Championship.
And this podcast will be going up on both the gaming channel and the podcast channel. But eventually, the podcast will stop being on the gaming channel. So make sure you guys look in the description, go to the podcast channel, and subscribe and hit that bell icon so you know exactly when we do another podcast. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, stay phenomenal.
Sierra Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta.